Welcome back, everyone. Well, as it stands right now, the recall process on Senator Dino Melaye representing Kogi West of Kogi State seems to be a case that perhaps INEC is disturbing how it's going, because INEC did channel television that they wouldn't want to make further statement or make appearance on television at this time because the case is in court. And Senator Dino Melaye said he is not been served and that he has not evaded justice. So where is all of these issues coming headed to? So that's the perspective that we're giving to you right now. We've heard some of the legal perspective, and let's bring the National Coordinator of Election Monitor in Nigeria, an election process expert, Mr. Biodun Ajijola, who joins us from Akure. Some of all these issues, at some point we've had you on the program to explain to Nigerians, it looks so much like a very rare situation to get a lawmaker recalled in Nigeria. And some of the issues that are bordering on the issue of the time lapsing is a major one. For example, let me read what the senator quoted in his press conference today. He did quote the words of Justice Onogen today as an instance on the issue of time lapse, and I quote and I read from him now. He says that the Supreme Court finally held the time fixed by the Constitution is like the rock of Gibraltar of Mount Zion, which cannot be moved, that the time cannot be extended or expanded or elongated or in any way enlarged, that if what is to be done is not done within the time so fixed, it lapses as the court is thereby robbed of the jurisdiction to continue to entertain the matter. That seems to be a very, very tough one. Mr. Ajijola, where do you see this process headed?
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for having me. Well, it's looking quite interesting and getting more heated as we are moving along. First of all, you know that there are some procedures to recall a legislator, and as of now, the stage that we have reached is that the petition has already been made by the petitioners and submitted to the Electoral Commission. And of course, at that point, the Electoral Commission has a responsibility to serve the, to notify the lawmaker involved of the intended petition or the petition that has been brought to it. You know, because this issue had gone to court, and also I believe there are still some pending cases on this issue, it has also affected the executing this procedure. But as it stands now, on the 18th of September, INEC released an amended timetable for the process, in which it has come out to say that it will be continuing with the process on the 3rd of October by pasting the notice of verification in accordance with Section 69A of the Constitution. And that probably is because if you look at some of the requirements for recalling a lawmaker, you need, from the point at which the petition has been received by the Commission, you have about 90 days to conclude the process. And if you look at it, the process is quite a wide one, because verification, which is where the Commission has to determine specifically if the signatures that have been appended on that petition are truly signatures by the people who are on the petition. And that is the first big stage in this entire process. And of course, that is slated for sometime in October. I think that should be October the 14th. And before then, we will have observers submitting requests to observe, and then a stakeholders meeting at both the senatorial headquarters district and at local government headquarters, the 7 LGA headquarters within the senatorial district. And then there will be the opportunity for agents of...
I guess we're having some issues. And as we try to reconnect with Mr. Ajijola, one of the major issues here that the senator had raised is the fact that the signatures are some of the thing he described as being forged, that some of these signatures are handwriting of one person writing names and signing in front of it, the verification process. How does it take place, and how can you verify all of this kind of issue?
Yeah, well, INEC has a prerogative on how it will carry out the verification. But if you look at what INEC has released in its press statement, it is clear that the verification is going to take place at each of the polling units throughout the senatorial district, within Kogi West Senatorial District. And it is clear from the fact that INEC has said in its statement and in its timetable that it is going to provide opportunity for observers, opportunity for party agents, then I guess it is just like an election whereby each of the people who have already signed that petition will be required to come out physically and confirm if truly they are the ones that signed that register. So anybody that any dead signature, any signature of any dead person will be very easy to determine, because a dead person cannot appear except his ghost.
Mr. Ajijola, one major issue here, because you're an expert in electoral process in Nigeria, you've seen a lot of these things happen. The provision for the recall is such that the numbers matter a lot. The registered voters in that constituency matter a lot. And the speculations from the senator, again, is the fact that those numbers do not add up. What are you thinking?
Well, actually, if you look at the election of 2015 that brought in the senator, right, you had less than 150,000 people that took part in that election, right? And you have over 360,000 registered voters as of now. As of that time, it was about 356,933, but now it's over 360,000. Now, you have the petitioners have been able to mobilize signatures of over 188,000, which, they have met about 52.3% of the total voter register in that senatorial district. But they need 50% plus one. So the thing is this, looking at the voter turnout, which we had in the senatorial district in 2015, it will be very, very challenging to achieve 188,000 people turning out, because that is over about 40,000 above those that came out for the election itself.
All right. I guess that's how far we can go on the program. That's Mr. Abiodun Ajijola, National Coordinator of Election Monitor, giving us a sense of how the process will look like. We'll keep tabs on this, especially as the National Assembly will resume tomorrow. The president is also back in the country. And that's where we hang it tonight on the program. Many thanks for being part of it, everyone. I'm Sean Kimberley. Bye for now.